we move on to the next address. Very important stakeholder in the board's vertical. I am glad to invite Mr. Neeraj Bansal, Deputy Chairman of Jawaharlal Nehru Board Trust, for an address. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Respected Brother Khatri Sahab, Bakshi Sahab, Balasubramanian Sahab, Ravi Kumar Sahab, Sharma ji, Goenka Sahab, friend from Gujarat. My friends, good morning. It's always a privilege to be associated with the stakeholders to talk about the maritime sector, and I'm privileged to be part of this seminar where we're talking about India Port Summit. Various issues, various challenges which the maritime sector is facing, and this is a high time when each one of us as a responsible stakeholder has to contribute. With this new government, new changes happened. That port has been given its due importance and has been designated a role of growth engine. When we talk about port-led development, it means port have to be very efficient and very economical in providing much relief to the EXIM and the domestic industry so that we become globally more competitive, we bring the cost down. And in this process, our Honorable Minister, Shri Nitin Gadkari, and Honorable Prime Minister has taken huge interest in giving this prime importance to the port sector. And a lot of initiatives have been taken. You all are very familiar with this maritime sector, much more than me, and you have seen much more years in this maritime sector. You might have seen how much swiftness, what kind of changes in policy and procedures have been brought in. One of the biggest initiatives of this government is Sagarmala project. When we talk about Sagarmala project, we mean a very modern port, very efficient, having good evacuation capacity, connection with the hinterland, and then in future developing more economic clusters which are in and around this port area to create more value for the trade. If we look back, there are a lot of challenges in this Sagarmala project because lot many policy issues and state and center used to work in a different manners. That's why we have very haphazard development of the port, maritime ports going on their own way and major ports coming in their own way. A huge change recently, JNPT, central government and Maharashtra Maritime Board have inked a deal where we'll be setting up a natural drafted, 20 feet natural drafted port at Vadhavan. Thank you very much, sir, for the cooperation, for the help extended by Maharashtra government with this. So we are looking at a new change, new regime in the port sector. And obviously, we all have a responsibility to carry it forward. When the role of JNPT comes in this whole program of Sagarmala Make in India, I'd like to share a few new initiatives which have been taken by JNPT and the central government in that respect. Sir, recently, Government of India, Ministry of Shipping has taken two initiatives. One is they have hired or engaged Boston Consulting Group. This group is visiting all major ports in India and doing the benchmarking of operations. So the trade can be assured in the coming days. We are competing with the international ports so that exit trade or domestic trade India doesn't suffer. And second is master planning work has been assigned to the McKinsey so that there is no deficiency in the seaside development and the landside development. And there is a proper planning. Whenever I am going for the capacity addition, I have to correspondingly add the water side, land side, more capacity so that both matches are converged at one point. So these two initiatives, I think, will take these major ports' performance at par with the non-major ports, and we can be globally competitive also. Sir, you will be aware that JNPT keep on facing a lot of challenges. enhanced capacity, or we should say without any trouble. In the month of July, we achieved a throughput of around 4 lakh TEUs. So that translated into, if I work out annually, that comes to 48 lakh TEUs, while presently I am dealing at 4.47. So that's a change in the handling or efficiency at the JN port. When I look at my own terminal, I'll be happy to share this aspect. So in the month of July, we have achieved the record throughput of 1,32,000 TEUs, which is the highest ever in the 26-year history of JNPT. So these changes are there where we are pitching for more efficiency in operations. Obviously, when I have efficiency in operation, the cost benefit flows back to the industry. Few major capacity addition projects are coming up in the next few years. By June 2016, we'll be having 330-meter terminal coming up, which will add a capacity of 0.8 million at the JNPT. This is a project done by DP World with an investment of 700 crore rupees. In the next 7 years, we will double our capacity. Port of Singapore is investing almost 8,000 crore rupees and will be handling more than 10 million TEUs at JNPT by 2022-23. On procedure part, as IT initiative, few things have been done at JNPT. We have eliminated form number 13 and 11. Earlier there used to be hard copies which used to be handed over the gates. Now all is web-based. This is the first step towards RFID implementation where trucks will move seamlessly. So that's one success we have achieved in doing it. Secondly, e-delivery orders, we have started the process where shipping lines will be delivering the orders electronically, no hard copy exchange. Thirdly, to bring in more transparency, we are providing links of various services, CFSAs, CHAs, shipping lines at our own website so that the trade is assured what kind of posting it will be when they meet in JNPT. Recently, sir, we have done away with pre-berthing meetings. It's online berthing now, so somebody can apply, no human intervention. So e-berthing has been started. Recently on liquid terminal, we have slashed the allotted windows by 2.5 hours, where the documentation timing, which we used to allow earlier, has been slashed by 2.5 hours. More things will follow. A new initiative that the JNPT has taken, we have started meeting with the customer. Recently, we sent a team to Ghana and Chandigarh, where we directly interacted with the importer exporter to judge the mood and to listen to their grievances. Two issues which have come up very clearly are that trade needs certainty in cost, and secondly, certainty in timing of delivery. Unless port achieves these two motives, where I assure trade that if you deal with JNPT, a box will cost you this much, and box will be delivered at your home in these many days, I think I will not be doing justice with the vision of Honorable Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister. Port is working in these two areas, and any suggestions from the stakeholders where I can cut corners, where I can improve efficiency, where it can be easier or smoother way of dealing with me or with the port will be really happy. As an infrastructure handler, it's our duty to give comfort, maximum comfort to the industry of Maharashtra, because there are not many clusters, industrial clusters in Maharashtra which need a better port connectivity. For that, a lot number of projects are in the offing. We are working on those, whether the DFCC, whether it's the 6-8 lane corridor. Port is conscious, we are working on those. Hopefully these problems, congestion will be sorted out with new initiative. I'm really glad that in this whole day, we'll be discussing various aspects which can help in creating a seamless movement of cargo from port to the hinterland, from hinterland to the port sector, and can really help in generating value for the economy. So look forward, any suggestion kindly forward to us, and I congratulate Mr. Ravi Gupta and his team for organizing this, for this brainstorming. Obviously, when all sit together, the better solution will we can find out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bansal. And definitely your point which you have raised, whether it is about seamless movement of cargo or putting in more efficiency in the processes and operations of ports, I think after various sessions which are covering the major points and major issues coming up in the port sector, and after that there will be some solutions of some issues might have been coming, and definitely we will record them and we will document them and